along with others, has been sent to Earth to save mankind from an apocalyptic. His date of birth is January 11, 1996. The first word Baba he said at 4 months, and since then, you can say, he started talking. He made his first sentence in 7 months. These were the words, "I want carnations." When he was just 1.5, he was able to read, draw and paint, and also possesses an incredible memory. At the same time, Boriska said that he used to live on Mars, that the planet is inhabited, but survived the largest catastrophe in its history, lost the atmosphere, and now its few inhabitants live in underground cities. At that time, he often flew to Earth for scientific research purposes. It seems that he himself controlled the spacecraft. The boy has deep knowledge of space and its dimensions. He is also aware of the structure of interplanetary UFOs. He talks about that like an expert, draws UFOs on slates and explains the way they work. Here is one of his stories. It has 6 layers. The upper layer of solid metal accounts for 25%, the second layer of rubber 30%, the third layer of metal 30%, and the last layer with magnetic properties 4%. If we give energy to the magnetic layer, spaceships will be able to fly across the universe. Well, what child will come to mind that the spacecraft carrier will be in the form of a drop? Not at all like in movies or games. It was during the time of the Lemurian civilization. One day, at the age of 5, he struck his parents by telling stories about ᴘrᴇᴠɪᴏᴜs, a planet that died hundreds of thousands, and maybe even millions of years ago. And this word ᴘrᴇᴠɪᴏ was told to them, and not heard somewhere, because the parents themselves almost for the first time heard from him about such a planet. It was cut by a ray, and it broke up into pieces, said Boriska. Physically the planet ceased to exist, but its inhabitants teleported to the 5th dimension, which you call a parallel world. We observed the death of the planet from Mars, he explained. And then he said incredible. Speaking about the great Martian apocalyptic, he said, "No, I have no fear of death, for we live eternally. There was a catastrophe on Mars where I lived. People like us still live there. There was a war between them. Everything burnt down. Only some of them survived. They built shelters and created new weapons." He added that they grow to about 7 feet tall, can breathe carbon dioxide and still live on Mars but are now underground. It is also reported that he said Martians so technologically advanced that they could carry out interstellar travel.